All right, we are ready now for notes 6.1b in algebra. I'm on page 386 in the book. But I want to start off with some basic directions, some basic notes. So if you would turn your paper over and copy these down. These don't go with a particular problem. These may be on the back of your paper. We need to remember how to graph. I have a red equation and a blue one here. Let's start with the blue one. Well, the blue one is written in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, which we're very familiar with. So my slope would be 1/2, and my y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, would be a -3. Well, the next one in red is not in that form. And this is where we find the intercepts. Remember, you have two intercepts. You have an x-intercept and a y-intercept. Well, to find the x-intercept, this is where we put a 0 in place of the y. So we go 2x plus 3 times 0 is 6. Well, 3 times 0 is just 0. Or I can shorten that to be 2x is just 6. So in other words, the 3y just kind of drops out. Solve that, divide by 2. So my x is 3. That means my x-intercept is 3. But I got to do all that work again, but this time put a 0 in place of the x. So it's going to read 2 times 0 plus 3y is 6. And 2 times 0 is 0. And really, you don't need that 0, so 3y is 6. Solve that by dividing by 3, and you would get y is 2. So your x-intercept is 3 and your y-intercept is 2. So the reason I'm pointing this out to you is you graph differently depending on how the problem is written. The one I want to do with you is number 15. The directions say, for number 15, solve each system means two equations, by graphing. Let's take the first one. I'm going to start in blue. I'm going to take the first equation. Let's graph it. X plus y is 2. That's written for me to do the intercepts. So let's do the intercepts. So x plus 0 is 2. In other words, x is 2. So my x-intercept is 2. Now let's put a 0 in place of the x. Give me 0 plus y is 2. So the y-intercept is also 2. Let's graph that line. Come over to your graph. X-intercept is 2. Mark it in blue. And the y-intercept is also 2. And let's try to draw as straight of a line as I can. And I got it. Now we have to graph the second line, which I'll write it again. Y is x minus 4. So what's my slope? What number is right there in front of the x? You guys should know by now it's a 1. So my slope is 1. We'll realize that's 1 over 1. And my y-intercept is -4. Now, again, I want to point out, the top one is written in a way for me to do intercepts. The second one, I'll circle in red, is written in slope-intercept form. So let's graph this. I always do the y-intercept first. So y-intercept is this -4. So come down here, -4. And now where do I go from that point? I go up 1 and right 1. So up 1, right 1, puts it right there. And let's try to draw as straight a line as possible. And I have it. So I have my blue one, then I have my red one. But I'm not quite done. I have one more step. I need to solve it. In other words, where do these two lines intersect? Where does the blue and the red cross? I'm going to go to green, and I'm going to highlight that point right there. That's where they intersect. Now, what's the coordinates of that point? Looks like over 3, down 1. So that would be over 3, down 1 would be the point of intersection, also called the solution. That is my answer. What I have written in green is my answer. Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you in class.